Toyota culture, I believe, is important and difficult to describe and difficult to see, and that becomes part of the problem. So Toyota has been successful for many years with their system, and you know, the last 25 years in America, and so many organizations are coming to visit Toyota and are wanting to study and to see how we can do this in manufacturing, in banking, in hospitals. And the problem becomes, though, when they're looking there, can only learn from things they can see, right? So if you do quick visits, you can see some production tools, or you can see some standardized work, we call it, or low inventory. And those are what we call the tools or the process things. But what's harder to see on a quick visit, but is just as vital, is the culture things, right? So what are our beliefs? What are our philosophies? What's our history? What's our values? What's the purpose of the organization? So those aren't as easy to grasp onto. So that is what makes up the culture, we say. Both of those together is what makes up the Toyota culture. And so there has to be understanding of how those work together in order to really do our best with the culture. And I also tell people, and we were helped by Toyota when they came to Kentucky, that said, you know, we're not trying to transplant the Eastern culture in Kentucky. Because we were worried, are they going to make us eat with chopsticks, or, you know, what's the... And so they said, we're going to take the best of the Toyota way and put that with what's the best of the culture in Kentucky and the United States, take those strengths of that, put that together to make the best in your organization. So I say the same thing to other organizations. My goal is not for you to have Toyota culture in your organization. You know, every organization has a culture, but a lot of times that's dependent on the leaders and the personalities and charisma, and the Toyota, it's not. Toyota, it's systematic, process, and certainly it will take some flavor of the leader and the personality, but it is intentional and process. And so that's what I tell companies you want to do. So you want to be intentional about your culture, understand the things that make it up so that you can create the culture you need to be successful. Traditionally, organizations, like you said, it's the leaders, and we want to train the smart people, right, and the managers and the engineers, and they'll be our problem solvers, and that's not the way at Toyota. So the way at Toyota is, it says it puts all the people up top of the, we flip the organization chart upside down and say the most important people in the organization are the ones doing the work, the ones that the customers are paying for, right? Customers aren't paying for the leaders, they're paying for the car. The way to satisfy, because we do want to, we definitely have to start with the customer, and that's the purpose, but the way we're going to satisfy them is by having 100% of our people with that same goal, and then identifying problems and solving problems to support the customer. Because we always say that we want the highest quality, lowest cost in the shortest amount of time. And so that's, wherever industry I go, they agree. If we had all those three things, that would help our business, that would help our prosperity. It's a big answer, but we go back and we start with purpose. Because, you know, whatever, you know, ball caps, t-shirts, coffee mugs can only go so far, right, with motivating employees, and we found that really doesn't motivate employees. What motivates employees is to be part of a purpose, so that we're part of a team. What's good for the company is good for the employee. That's where Toyota starts. And so we call that mutual long-term prosperity. That's our purpose, is that we're both in it for the long run and we're both prosperous. Now, how do we get there? By satisfying the customer, quality, cost, productivity. And then everybody's involved in that. So again, it sets the framework, and now those tools that I mentioned before, the tools are good, but the tools are designed not as an end, but a means. So a lot of times when people copy Toyota, they say, oh, we're going to go put in the tools, standardized work or this. Well, finished, good. Out to the next player. They're a means to an end. The tools are meant to identify problems, and people don't understand. And that's counterculture also, especially in the West. Problems are not thought of as good. I certainly wasn't brought up thinking problems were good. I was taught to, by my four brothers, hide my problems. Because they're going to take advantage of them type of thing. So we're not taught to encourage that, I got a problem, I got a problem. Yeah, right. In Toyota culture, you are. Okay. That's the system. And that's part of the motivation, because now if everyone knows there's a problem, now we can engage, remember, not just a couple managers and engineers, but everybody in solving those problems. That's motivation. It's in the context of purpose, and Toyota would say, if I don't let you solve your own problem, I'm disrespecting you. If I send some smart engineer to solve your problem, that's disrespect.